To you, when's the last time you folks didn't have a white Christmas?
Well, Matt, I guess that would be 6 years ago. We're looking at our 5th consecutive white Christmas here in Western New York, and that would tie a record for the most consecutive white Christmases. When the storm is done with, then we're going to probably have some lake effect.
All right, well, Mike, you've got Frosty working there. Can we see your breath? I'm getting out of here before you do a little body heat demonstration, all right?
Hey, Matt, happy holidays to all of you. I'm from New York City, so I wanted to wish everybody a happy and safe holiday down there.
And the same to you, Mike. We appreciate it.
Okay.
We're going to have much more.
A little break, and then when's it going to dump again?
It looks like actually the snow band is now moved down to what we call ski country, which is the southern 3 counties in our viewing area, and it's all dependent on the wind. It's almost like a garden hose. If you think of a garden hose, when you take the nozzle off and the garden hose just goes wild, swinging all over the place, that's what's been happening with our lake effect snow. It's cold, it's damp, and we have a little light sleet hitting my jacket as we speak. Now, we did have our fair share of ice too, and as you can see, we have maybe an 1/8 to perhaps a 1/4 of an inch of ice on this overpass.
They saw a slightly high level of hydrogen, which could be damaging, and supposedly it might be a false reading.
Right.
But what they're going to do is probably empty out the tanks and refill them and try again in 2 days.
Just better safe.
Yes, better safe than sorry.
My goodness.
Man, your hair was huge there. Hey, is that a blacklight poster behind you?
Hey, many a day spent listening to Led Zeppelin with the black light on, let me tell you.
Ah, yes.
I love it.
He was also kind enough to let me wear his helmet, as you can see right here.
Wow.
Wow,
I was
cool.
honored, since I was also a volunteer fireman.
But you know what, Mike, you've been in Buffalo a little bit too long, because look what happens when you go down to the Meadowlands.
Hopefully we're going to shake things down and warm it up in time for Easter, and I think that will be the case, folks. All that ice you saw out to the west will not be making it this far east. I think we will warm up before we see that moisture, fortunately. Today's journal, sort of upside down. It looks correct on your screen, but what I wanted to tell you is that 62 did not happen during the afternoon when you normally see the high. That was actually at 3 a.m. this early morning, and that 34-degree temperature you see is the low for the day, and that is, of course, our current temperature as the readings continue to fall. Winds are east-northeast at 17, and yesterday I was toying with the idea of putting the heat index on our conditions now map. Well, tonight we had to put the wind chill values because they are down at 23 degrees. That's what it feels like outside, so definitely a chilly night to be outside, to be sure. Well, at 6 o'clock I showed this map, and temperatures here in western New York were in the 40s for the most part, but it was still in the 60s in Bradford. As you can see, everybody now down in the 30s. The cool air continues to ooze down to the south, and there's actually one little speck of some mixed precipitation showing up just north of Orleans County. Let's show it to you now on Live Storm Team 2, Doppler 2000. As you can see, much of the area is dry, but there's a one little cell. This is what's left of a little weak line, which is dissipating, but it might sink just far enough south that you might find a few wet snowflakes across extreme northern areas of Niagara and Orleans and possibly even Monroe counties overnight before this little batch of precipitation moves out. As far as the temperatures go, you don't have to go very far away to get back into the warmth. Pittsburgh now at 68, New York City at 57. They were at 87 today. And as you can see, chilly weather continues across the Great Lakes. Our flow will be coming basically from the northwest. And again, here's that mess across the upper plains. But if you notice the motion, it's pretty much up to the north. Then we're getting a little bit of a split. We're getting into this flow here, which is basically dry. Meanwhile, this real big comma-shaped storm continues to wrap up in the nation's midsection. But when a storm gets to be this intense looking on the map, it usually means it's in the dying phase. And what that means for us is by the time it gets here, A, it will be warmer, and B, it will be running out of moisture. Tomorrow, not bad. A cool day to be sure. Most of the rain will probably stay down to the south. Now, this is that one storm that was over St. Louis earlier today. By tomorrow, it will be moving just south of Indianapolis, and it will continue to push just to our west on Friday, and that means we will be on the warmer side of things, and that will pull up some warmer air. Temperatures will top out in the 50s. After that happens and moves on out, there is somewhat drier air, which will be moving in here in time for at least the beginning of this upcoming weekend. Our forecast again for the overnight period, cloudy skies, breezy, a little light mix. During the overnight period, low temperature near 28 degrees. Tomorrow, look for some clouds around and maybe a little mix during the morning, maybe a peak of sun in the afternoon. Top temperature only 44. That's about 10 degrees below normal, so definitely a cool day on tap for Thursday. Heading into Friday, we do warm back up to 58 degrees with some rain showers possible. Saturday right now looks dry, a high of 60, and maybe some showers coming in for the second half of Sunday, a high of 62, and maybe some rain showers lingering on into the beginning of next week.
I'll tell you, you were right on this morning. I was telling you. It was warm when we started out at like 9:30. Within an hour, it was freezing.
Yeah, it was a majorly cold front that came through, and again, that high was 3 o'clock in the morning of 63, and we've been in the 30s much of the evening.
It's just a wild bird on the loose.
Maybe it's the NBC peacock.
That could be. That could be. Some people say it's more like a turkey. Whatever. We won't discuss that.
Or maybe he's just confused, thinking it's Thanksgiving and not.
That
not
could
Easter.
be. Well, yeah, but the temperatures are supposed to be Easter-like. So,
That's true.
You know.
That's true. Well, we have a nice forecast coming up, Ron. Temperatures this whole weekend will be way above normal, and that's what we had today. Check it out. Our journal reflecting a high of 71 degrees. That's about 16 degrees above normal, and our nighttime low 49, 10 degrees above normal, and it will be even warmer as we head into Easter Sunday itself. Right now, 59 degrees, the wind southeast at 6, the barometer 30.18 and falling. And that falling barometer is a sign of a change coming, but it's going to take about 24 hours before that change takes place. Hey, these temperatures kind of weird. At 10 o'clock, it was 55. We jumped up in the darkness to 59 degrees in the past hour, and it looks like we'll probably not drop off all that much tonight, and that will give us a nice high launch pad for our temperatures for your Sunday. The satellite photograph continues to show breaks in the clouds and some cloudiness too, so we will be in and out of the cloud activity throughout the overnight and tomorrow as well. Notice the rain motion is generally passing to the west of us, so we're not looking at any rain for your Easter Sunday at all. And temperatures, again, not too far away, go from our upper 50s to mid and upper 60s, and this is where our air will be coming from. Look for temperatures tomorrow about 3, maybe even 4 degrees higher than they were for today. Behind that, though, there is a storm coming our way. Here it is winding up through Wichita. This is a second in a series of 3 storms, which will continue to track generally to the west of us. And these boxes indicate some severe weather. Severe thunderstorm watches are in effect. Now, when a storm gets in the middle of the nation, winds up like a top, and moves to our west, it is generally in a weakening phase, and that means for us that by the time it gets here, we will not see tremendous amounts of rain like they're seeing down to the southwest. For your Easter Sunday, warm with temperatures again into the 70s. High pressure will ensure us of a southeast flow, and when you have a southeast flow in Buffalo, the air is coming out of the higher elevations to our south, and that air, when it sinks, tends to warm up because it compresses. A little physics for you on this Saturday night. And again, that will mean temperatures into the 70s. Different story as we head into Monday. This one low will track to the northeast of us, and that will give us some rain showers and possibly even some thunderstorms on Monday as this front gradually approaches from the west. Now, behind this storm, it does stay a little bit unsettled for Tuesday, too, and we're beginning to see a blue arrow showing up on our maps. That's a reflection of some cooler air, which will begin to move in here Tuesday and Wednesday as well. Let's check our future look and see when the rain indeed will be arriving. We'll get no problems tomorrow morning as you wake up for your Easter Sunday services. The sun will be shining and temperatures will be in the low 50s. By about maybe 7 o'clock or so in the evening, we'll begin to see the clouds increasing from west to east. Thunderstorms firing up for our friends over in Detroit. That shower activity does finally begin to push to the east just after midnight or so, but the rains will really hold off until probably Monday, and even then they'll be hit and miss. There might be a thunderstorm in eastern areas by Monday evening as temperatures will be mild and the atmosphere will get a bit unsettled. Fair and cool overnight, a low temperature near 53 degrees. Tomorrow, beautiful. We'll all be jumping for joy with a high temperature near 74. Into the next several days, though, showers will move into the picture on Monday, a high of 65. Showers and cooler for Tuesday, and they'll be dry out by midweek.